supposed to get my bad kids some chicken nuggets and french fries so they can have something to eat for lunch today. And when I pulled up at 9:31 in the parking lot, my phone went off. Woo! My phone went off. And then guess what? It said Shayla finally went to Angelina's house and told her about Anthony confessing his love to Amber. After 35 years, she finally made it to Angelina's house. And I don't know how to act. I really don't. I'm finna lose my stuff because I...
Yes, salutations, everyone. That is a snippet of our guest tonight. He is Deontay Reviews, and that is a snippet of what you would normally see during his Country Wayne reviews. Those of you who are not familiar with Country Wayne, he is a world-renowned comedian, and he has been doing these skits for some years now, and is skits, different skits from different storylines. It's like a soap opera and comedy, rom-com all in one. And so he is among many content creators that do reviews on these skits, and they're very entertaining. And so our guest tonight has agreed to come through with me because his reviews are not only are they hilarious as hell, but they are he gives very insightful perspectives on these skits, as well as spiritual counsel, which we're going to go into as well, because he's a pastor, he is an author, he is father, husband, so he's all that high value all in one. So once we go into this intro, I'm going to bring him up so you could just kind of, experience them for yourself, right? So here we go. Yes, Deontay Reviews in the building. How are you?
What's up?
Yes,
she's on. Your phones went off.
Yes.
Hold on. I hope it went off. Because we live.
We live. I thank you so much for bringing your people onto my platform. I've gotten more subscribers the last couple of days, so thank you so much for that. I appreciate it so much.
Shout out to the Carrollites.
Yes, shout out to them.
Carrollites. So my last name is Carroll, Carroll. And so all of my subscribers on YouTube, I call them the Carrollites. And one thing I've learned, I've been doing this channel since May 28th, so they don't play about me. I'm so humble because people come at me all the time and they don't play about. They will go to bat for me. As humble as I love to be, I got some serious. My wife said I got a fan club.
But you earned it. I mean, you earned it. I mean, based on your background experience, I mean, you've earned that. Because you go beyond the Country Wayne skits, which we're going to get into. Because in case you didn't know, Deontay also has a podcast. It's was it To the T? I'm sorry. Can you
So the podcast, I don't really do a lot of it no more. But the podcast I had was Turn Up the Volume podcast.
Turn Up the Volume.
Turn Up the Volume, and it's a play off of my name, Deontay.
Yes,
so
yes.
Turn Up the Volume, and so I have another YouTube page, Deontay Carroll, just has no apostrophe in it, and so there I've interviewed a lot of people. I've interviewed people like Stacey Lattisaw. I don't know if you know who that is. I've interviewed Myran Haley. That's Alex Haley's wife, who did Roots. I've interviewed quite a few people. And it was on spiritual topics, church stuff. I mean, social media, politics, whatever. I've interviewed quite a few people. So, but yeah, so I got my hand in a little bit of everything.
You got to bring that back. You got to bring that platform back. I mean, I know it's kind of time consuming because you got so much going on, but you need to bring that back. Are you considering bringing that back?
I'm thinking about it. Honestly. I wasn't even thinking that this was going to be what it was going to be. So, I mean, now that I've been doing this, it's something to consider in the future. I won't say I'll never do it again, but it's something I may consider.
I think you should. But let's go back to the beginning when you were just, Donte Carroll. You wasn't Deontay Reviews, or you weren't the pastor that you were beloved. There was a time where you were younger, inexperienced. There was a time where you were very vulnerable. There was a time when you was just a child, somewhat innocent. Where so where you from? I mean, I know I'm from the DMV, correct?
So I was born and raised in Washington D.C. Right now I live in Maryland, but if you know anything about the DMV area, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, you can be in D.C. 1 minute and 5 minutes later you in Maryland, and then 2 minutes later you in Virginia. That's how close it is.
Yes.
That three
Mm-hmm.
states.
Right.
So yeah, I was born October 5th, 1991. I'm 33. I'll be 34 this year.
All right, my Libra brother. I'm born October 1st.
Okay. That's why we here. Yes, I was born in Washington D.C. My father's from Baltimore. My father is a pastor, but he's from Baltimore. Shout out to my dad.
Shout out to PK kids. Shout out to them.
Yeah. The newly consecrated Bishop Robert E. Johnson Jr. That's my dad, and then my mom Tamara Ford, and I have a bonus dad Frank Ford, my bonus mom Donna Johnson. So I grew up in the D.C. area. Yeah.
So you have a pretty decent extended family. Do you have siblings?
I have 2 brothers. What I don't call step brothers, but I call bonus brothers.
Gotcha.
I have one on my father's side and one on my mother's side. But naturally, I'm the only biological natural child from both of my parents.
Oh, okay. And so what was that like for you? Were you because I know sometimes we raised the only child. Did you grow up around cousins or I have friends around you?
Yeah, I grew up around. So my mother raised me. My mom was a single mom.
Okay.
And I guess in some ways, I can identify with Kai in the Country Wayne skits.
Gosh, oh no wonder. Oh, okay, no wonder. Okay.
In some ways, and so, but I had a first cousin. Well, I still have he's still living, Rashad. So we grew up. His mother, and my mother are sisters. So we grew up in the same house. So that was the closest thing I had to a brother that I saw every day. So if there was somebody that I had to learn how to share and all those things, it was with him. And,
okay.
Yeah, my mom worked at night. She was an FBI police officer.
Wow.
And so during the daytime, I'm at school, and then in the evenings, I'm at grandma and grandpa's house, and they're the ones that's raised me while mom is at work. So I mean,
So how were you very active? Were you popular in school? Like, how was that upbringing like for you?
I was the odd kid in school. I was odd. I was shy. I always had an old soul.
Mm-hmm.
One of my most memorable moments of school was in high school. I went to Archbishop Carroll High School in Washington, D.C. And my 11th and 12th grade year, I became very popular because I was writing poetry. I found out I could write.
Okay.
And so I wrote a lot of poetry. And my 12th grade year, I became really, really famous. We had this kind of a literary magazine, and I had about 4 different poems in it. And it was so cool because I was late to class signing, like people was stopping me, asking for autographs, signing because I became well known as a writer. And I was first published in the 8th grade, actually.
Really? You were published? Okay.
I became published in the 8th grade. I was going to St. Francis Xavier Catholic School in Washington, D.C., right on Pennsylvania Avenue. Mm-hmm. And my 8th grade teacher, I guess every year they had like this national teacher's anthology of poetry.
Wow.
And so my poem was selected to be published in that book. So that was the first piece. The first piece I ever wrote was Black and Free. Don't ask me to quote it because I can't remember it off the top of my head. Right. It goes a little something like, when you look at me, what do you see? A little boy who's black and free. And then it was like a little stanza. But that was the first time I've been published ever, anything that I've ever written. And I had the book, so it's sitting around here somewhere in this office. But yeah, okay. I was the oddball. But when I was in high school, they used to call me Bishop because I was deep into my faith as a Christian. I minded my business, carried my Bible around, read my scriptures, all those things. And people just called me Bishop. And so I was known as the kid who was into church, and and the person that wrote poetry. So that's kind of how I became a little famous.
Oh, that's wonderful. So we'll get more into this. I'm going to get more into like, you being called so early. But I want just to acknowledge some people in the chat real quick. I see chat people. Yeah, so shout out to this hasn't happened to me before. Yeah. Thank you so much. Shout out to Adina Collins. Thank you for being here. Angela, Big Facts Reacts. That's another Country Wing content creator that does reviews. Also, Lady Like. Jarena Brown, shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so yes, you were called. I think I read that at the age of 13, you were originally called to ministry.
Yeah.
So before we get to that, I'm sorry, I ain't going to cut you off, but I wanted to know because I just kind of want to find out in what way, how did you know your calling? How did you understand your purpose? How were you able to gather that and manifest it? Like, how did that even come to pass, if that makes sense?
So okay, so I can go back to even when I was a child. I knew there was something different. I always had this feeling that I was drawn to the pulpit, but I didn't understand how that was going to happen. I didn't see a lot of kids my age who were even deep in church or really was deep serious about God at the time.
Yeah, so I mean, how did that feel for you? Because I want to understand that too. Being called such a young age, how did that affect your relationship with other kids? Because kids can be cruel. So how did that?
I always felt like I didn't fit in. I always felt like the oddball.
Yeah, right.
I felt like I was strange. I felt like everybody else could do something, and if I did it, I would feel like I would be condemned or just like, dang, I can't get away with this. Not with my mother, but with like God. Like I always felt like God was watching. Like somebody can go steal a candy out the candy store, and I just felt like if I do this, I'm gonna be the one to get caught.
Double the trouble, right?
Yeah, and so I always loved church. Now here's the thing: I grew up, no shade, I grew up in a dry Baptist church growing up, and so I guess where my comedic relief comes from is I study people, and so if you know anything about me, I can imitate people pretty well sometimes. One of the things that kept me wanting to go to church was to see how people acted when they was in church, when they shout, dancing, when they talking about people, their mannerisms and stuff like that. And so those are things that kept me wanting to go to church. And lo and behold, that I realized that while I thought I was going to church for that, I was falling in love with God at the same time.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, you fell in love with God. And so I'm going to piggyback off that because at such a young age, because I grew up, Kojic, I've been in different denominations, but I grew up Kojic. And so I grew up thinking that it was a sin to breathe, so it was kind of hard. So I'm wondering, because I know it had to be a lot of pressure. And shout out to Vaughn's Voice Views. She's here as well.
Oh,
yes. To her. Yes. And so, and then I became, let me just give you just a little bit, Kojic. And then as I got older, I transitioned into being a 7-day Christian. So I practiced the Sabbath. And then from there, I got into the non-denominational aspect, which I'm still a member of my church in New York. I'm in Atlanta now, but I'm still a member in my church in New York. And now, since I've been in Georgia, I'm in the Christian church now. So I've been, I've gotten, because I've always respected different aspects of spirituality, not so much, as I got older, I haven't really delved too much into the religion, organized religion aspect, but the spiritual aspect, I've always respected different beliefs, but God always first for me, but I always respected different beliefs, different perspectives, because at some point it all leads up to, God, even if they don't believe it. So to me personally, I still believe that it leads up to, the higher power, which is God. Whatever belief system that you use, it always leads back to him. That's just my take. Okay. So my question is, how was that pressure for you? Like, you started so young, and I know that you had to, we all big backslid. We have that temptation. We struggled with that because I still struggle with my spiritual walk. So how was that for you, your journey?
Yeah, it was pressure for sure.
Mm-hmm.
trying to make decisions. Do I do this? Do I do that? Do I save myself for marriage? Do I not? Do I,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
drink? Do I not? Do I curse? Do I not? Do I try to just be something that I'm not, just to feel normal, just to feel like I fit in? Like I said, I didn't have too many examples of young people who I could relate to, so I just kind of had to figure it out. It felt like I had to figure a lot of things out, and to go back to, yeah, when I was about 13, that's when I gave my life to Christ. And when I gave my life to Christ, I was all in. Like, I was serious. I was probably the only person in my church showing up to all of the meetings I didn't even really have to go to. Type of stuff. Like,
Really?
I
And you
was
did
in the audio ministry. I was a junior trustee. I was going to Bible studies every Thursday. We had Bible studies.
was it pushed to do it
Huh?
all on your own? You just all on your own. You wasn't pushed by your family. You did this
No,
all on
no.
your own.
Actually, my family still went to the Baptist church that I was born and raised in. I went to an AME church, AME Zion church that was in my neighborhood, and I
Mm,
went there because a best friend of mine at the time, he was going there, and a lot of my friends in my school, they were also going there. So I just happened to go on a trip one day, and I was hooked. I was like, I like his young people here,
okay, okay.
it's cool. And so I liked it, and I just fell in love. And ever since then, I had been going to church, and just I was there. I was hooked. You couldn't pull me away.
Oh, I hear you, but like I said before, so how did you manage to balance the your commitment, to the church and your commitment to your faith, but also struggle with those outside forces, because like I said,
How did I balance?
how do you balance it? How did you manage it? How you managed to, like how did you keep yourself focused on that and kind of respond to the demonic, because it's sometimes some demonic forces.
Yeah,
They,
yeah.
you
I
know,
had to find people around me that I trusted their walk. I trusted their relationship with God, because just because everybody go to church doesn't mean everybody is saved.
right,
And
right,
so I had to really I had to use some type. I didn't know at the time. I had to use discernment. This is who I need to link up with. This is who I need to stay away from.
right,
These are the adults that I can glean from, and these are the adults that's like, they just come just because it's a ritual. They ain't even really in it for real.
right in it, right,
Yeah, and so also I had to put the work in. So outside of church, I was reading the Bible on my own, trying to build a relationship, trying to understand the word, praying, a lot of talking to God, a lot of trying to understand, like, God, what do I do in these situations? God, what do I
yeah, one, yeah, 1 second, Deontay, because you breaking up, Deontay. I'm sorry, yeah, you breaking up a little. You're breaking up, and you're kind of frozen. I mean,
Can you see?
yeah, you're coming back slowly, but yeah, but you're still kind of yeah, you're still frozen. You wanna you wanna go out and come back in? Oh no, I think wait,
I can hear.
you can hear me good? Okay.
Let me go ahead.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, yeah, come back. Yeah, he'll be back, you guys. He's having some technical difficulties, but thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Aaron Mack, who's here. Um, there's a Donte Carroll in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate your presence here. I hope that you enjoying this so far. Please, in the comments, let me know what you think of this interview so far. Let me know how we doing here.
You back?
Yes, yes, yes.
Back?
Yes. Yeah, so you was talking about just still just balancing the spiritual journey with you're saying that you love reading the Bible, you love getting more into the scriptures. So I want let me fast forward a little bit and go more into like your transition from you talked about your upbringing, you talk about schooling, you talk about your spiritual journey, the start of it. Okay, so now I want to get more into your college. I know that you have gotten your bachelor's degree. And so just starting from college into adulthood, and then you were married once before, you mentioned. So
Yeah.
get more into the transition from college and going and maintaining your journey as a minister, and then going into marriage and family life.
Yeah. So when I first accepted, well, I guess you start here because you talked about ministry too. So I first accepted my call to preach when I was about 16. I was in like the 11th grade at the time, I believe. And so it was around Thanksgiving, I think 2007-ish, I think. And the Lord just, it's like I was just being overwhelmed with the Holy Spirit, and the Lord was just trying to get my attention. And I was like in a whole different vein at the time. And I never forget, I was upstairs. At the time, me and my mom, we lived in a 3-level house. And my mom was at work, and I was just upstairs, and the Lord just was talking to me. And I had this one song on repeat by Hezekiah Walker called "Lift 'Em Up." I don't know if you ever heard it, but it's like, and I just had that song on repeat. And the Lord was speaking.
Some hair, yeah,
yeah, and I never forget. Yeah, I never. And I just remember saying, "Yes, I will preach." Yes, and then this relief, like I was praising God. I was speaking in tongues. I was just going in, and I had never really done that before, never. And at that moment, I had accepted the call to preach, but it took some time, though. It took
right. Yeah, we still having some technical difficulties. Sometimes the signals be acting up. Wi-Fi don't want us to be great, but please bear with us. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the compliments on the interview. Thank you so much, Miss T, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Thank you so much. Thank you, Donna Robinson. I appreciate that. Casey, thank you so much. Please bear with us. There's just these technical that be on
I
your
was ready to
control.
go upstairs.
Yeah, yes, yeah, because I can hear you, but you're still kind of frozen a little bit. You're still freezing off and on, so I can still hear you, but you're still frozen. And now I think you just moved. Okay. Yeah, I know this Wi-Fi don't want us to be great. Yeah, now he's frozen again. Yeah, our apologies. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. The devil is a liar. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely get through this. Come on, come on, come on, Wi-Fi. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's get Deontay back. Let's get Deontay back in the building. Let's get Deontay back. Thank you so much for bearing with us. He's gonna go out and come back in. So but shout out to everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Hi, Miss Nicole. How are you? I'm doing fine. That is the enemy, but we're not going to allow him to win. Oh, he got him in the car. Oh Lord, oh my goodness. He had to be in the car. Poor thing.
I don't care about all that. We're gonna do it. You know how we say in church, it's the enemy. That's all right. It's the enemy.
That's all right. Yeah, but but they're here with us. The supporters, our real ones, are still here with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'm sorry.
No, so at that time, I accepted my call to preach, and I didn't jump into ministry right away. What ended up happening was I had called my dad. My dad was pastoring at the time, but I wasn't a member of his church, and so what ended up happening was when I called my dad, I called my mother, my father, and my mother was like, I already always knew that you were going to preach, but I never said anything because I needed you to find that on your own. I needed you to get to that place on your own, because sometimes you can you can say things a lot around children, and children will just naturally gravitate to it. And it's not really something that they feel called to, but it's because you keep saying it and they feel like they got to live out whatever you keep saying.
Right.
So my mother just kind of let me figure it out on my own and spend time with God. And so what ended up happening was my father, he was pastoring at the time, and he would have like different youth services in Baltimore, and he would have me come up to speak at those youth services. So at that time, if you could say it, I probably was spiritually driving without a license.
Wow. Oh, I like that. I like that.
So he was allowing me to come up there and preach and kind of get my feet wet. So I've actually been preaching since I was 16, but I wasn't licensed and ordained until I was like 21, 22.
Gotcha. Yeah, because you still had to, it goes, that's where the experience comes in. You still had to live some life, you know, you still had to go through some things, and you still had to, you know, make sure that this was something that you were destined to do. So I know that those were those times. So, but let me just, let's give them a taste of what this whole thing is all about.
Thing that we can learn.
Oh my goodness.
Old infant Moses. In this particular situation,
let's give a little bit.
First note for note takers, you got to simply trust what God put you in. In verse 3 of chapter 2, it says, but when she could hide him no longer, she got a papyrus basket. The basket was, watch this, the basket was made and designed to survive the troubles of the Nile River. So in other words, whatever you're in right now, you were built to survive the chaos. You were built to survive the woes. You were built to survive the cancer. You were built to survive the troubles. You were built to survive the loss. You were built to survive the grief. You were built to survive the oppression. You were built to survive depression. You were built to survive lack, because God has got you covered. God has got you covered even in this. The second thing.
Wow.
Right. Bob was right. Yeah. So what? So what do you think when you look at yourself? Do you look at yourself, preacher? Do you go? Do you play it back? Do you watch yourself? Oh here. Oh gosh, no, not again.
Did she freeze?
Okay, there you go. Yeah. So you good, Deontay? Deontay? Deontay, can you hear me? Deontay, hello, can you hear me? Can you, Deontay? Deontay, hello, can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear me? Oh, yeah. Sorry again, because it looked like he was. I don't know if you could hear me or not, but yeah. So that's what that was one of the clips of one of his messages that he has on his channel, and his information, his channels are on in my description box under this video. You're going to see it when you replay this live. You're going to see all this information under this video in the description box. Can you hear me, Deontay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know you look like you were sitting there, and I didn't know if you could hear me, before. Yeah, but I know everyone has enjoyed that snippet that I gave. I wanted to give them a taste. I had to give them a taste of what you had going on, because when they when they hear your country rain reviews, I remember when you first said that you was a pastor, I was like, what? I was like, I gotta hear him. I gotta hear one of his.
Let me tell you something. I can tell you were born to do this, because you remind me of myself when I was doing my podcast.
Really?
Like when I would have interviewees come in, I would pull pictures and stuff and clips, and they'd be like, "Where did you find that? You want it? You doing it?"
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that means a lot, because, like I said, this is so out my comfort zone, Deontay. I have to tell you, it took me a minute to even consider doing this, because I'm not an upfront person. I'm a very shy person, contrary to what you probably believe. I'm a very shy person. I don't like the sound of my voice, and being in front of the camera is not something that I normally do. So I thank you for that. I'm going to need all the support that I can get on this. So, but yeah. So, what do you think, or what do you reflect on when you see yourself, when you see that, when you see, when you preach, like when you're preaching? Oh goodness.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Did you hear my question?
What was the question?
Now I was asking, like, what do you reflect on, or what do you think? What are your thoughts when you see yourself? Do you see yourself? Do you watch yourself preach? Do you watch yourself?
Sometimes I do, because I have to upload the videos on the YouTube, so
Right.
I'll go back and try to pull certain things. And my wife and I will always talk about the sermons after I preach, and she'll tell me stuff, and we'll have dialogue and conversations about the sermons. And so I'll go back, and sometimes I'll try to do like snippets to post on Instagram, for those kinds of purposes. But sometimes I, like you, I'm like, sometimes I don't really like it. I don't like the sound of my voice, because I'm my worst critic. So I'll be like, dang, I should have said it this way. I should have slowed down. I should have started slow, or something, like, it's always a critiquing moment when I watch myself. So,
but as far as the, just bringing the message, and like I was saying before, when you mentioned doing one of your reviews that you was a pastor, and I was like, what? And but I like it also because I could tell that you're a person that's able to bridge the gap, between the older and the younger generation. So, and I want to get to that, because I could imagine that because you could tell that you have the traditional type of delivery, but I know that there's some old school church folk that may not like your style of, or may have like a controversial view of you, especially when you preaching or when you do your reviews. So, do you get a lot of backlash in how you approach your preaching, and how you do your other commentary and all that other, and merge it? Do you get for backlash for that?
Yeah, I do. Like, so recently, I mean, sometimes when I do the reviews with the Country Wayne skit, some people will be like, "Are you a pastor?" and you lack.
Mm-hmm.
They make it seem like because you saved, like you can't have a good.
Right. And you are so needed. I think that is so needed, because you're not, you go against the grain, but it's not so far to where you are not able to go back to the mess. Go back, right? Because when I hear your reviews, I look forward to your reviews, because as soon I you know what, I'm gonna be honest with you. Between you and O'Neal, I don't even watch the actual video from the Country and channel. I wait for you, and I wait for O'Neal. Like, okay, I got to see what O'Neal got to say. Oh, wait till Deontay gets this. I watch your reviews before I even watch the actual video itself.
I was telling my wife, I said, I don't know, because a lot of people say that to me, and I don't know how to take that, because I'm like, I ain't trying to steal the man's shine,
You can never do that. No, you can't do that, because there's so many other content creators that do these reviews. There's like a whole sector here, but you wanted a face for me, because you have a perspective. You go into each storyline, and you add a spiritual counsel to it. You add your own perspective, and it hits home. It really hits home. So let me ask you this: as a pastor, and do you do counseling sessions as well? Like, do you do counseling sessions?
I mean, if somebody asks me, then I'll do it. I haven't done any recently or anything like that, but I'm not.
But you're open to it.
Yeah.
Oh, so let me ask you. So, if Amber and Anthony were to come to you for counsel, because I don't like that hack on that video. I'll be honest with you. I don't like that therapist that they be going to on those skits. I really don't. But what your counsel be overall? I know it's a lot. Because there was a lot of But what would, at this point, what would you say to them? How would you counsel them?
So there's two different approaches now. I know my approach with the Deontay's reviews. Like, I'm just kind of talking and just talking about how I see things as a man, as a husband, as a father, all those things, but when it comes to putting on that pastoral hat, of course, I would listen to everything. Like, unlike the therapist in the skit, I want both sides to be able to have their peace. Because if you look in the skits, right, there was really no conversation about the Shayla piece and the Kai piece.
Nothing.
And
It was
that was a big piece.
Yes, major.
Making room for everything to be on the table. First, for it to be a safe space, because I think one of the disservices that we find a lot of times in church is, while we like to address a lot of things, churches can sometimes not be a safe space for people to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so in that space, I would want to make sure both Amber and Anthony had a safe space to tell the truth, right? To get it off their chest. But at the same time, I wouldn't tell them what to do in terms of y'all need to stay together or y'all need to divorce. My commentary would be, listen, with everything that you all know about your situation, you have to make a sound decision based upon what you can live with and what the peace of God gives you. If God gives you peace to go, then go. If God gives you peace to stay, then stay, work it out. Here's the things that we can do if you want to stay. Here's what also things that you can do if y'all want to call it quits, right? But at the end of the day, who both of y'all played a role in it. If it
Yes.
both played a role in it, you need continuous therapy, continuous healing, beyond just the marital counseling, because regardless of how you look at it, when you're going through marital problems and you get a divorce, two things are going to happen. Either you're going to be relieved or you're going to grieve the marriage. And so
it could be both.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so either way, when you come out of a marriage, regardless of how toxic it was, the intense it was, I believe everybody needs to go to therapy. You need Jesus and the therapist. I even went to therapy. So, I mean, and it works, because sometimes when you're going through a divorce, you're going back and forth at each other. And it's like being in war and you getting cut and you getting shot and you don't even realize it.
Right.
Dust clears. You be like, dang, I done got cut and didn't even realize I got cut, because you've been all that adrenaline you going through and you at each other's throats. And so that would be my approach, to Amber and Anthony, not to tell them what to do, but, give them wise counsel, give them scripture, give them examples. But at the end of the day, you got to make a sound decision based off.
Yes. Based on, right. Yes. Yeah. Good answer. No, duly noted. So, based on that, and we're talking about we getting into marriages. So how were you, because you said that you was married before. So how were you able to, what have you learned from your first marriage and what tools did you use to be able to prepare yourself for the second time?
Mm-hmm. Well, first, I do want to say my ex-wife, she's passed away. She succumbed to cancer.
I'm so sorry.
Rest her soul.
Yes, God rest her soul.
Yeah, and so when I got married the first time, I was 19.
Oh, you were young.
She was 27. I was fresh out of high school.
Wait, hold. What's she doing messing with a 19-year-old? Oh, wait a minute now, sugar mom.
I was fresh out of high school. But to answer your question, one of the main things I learned is to not feel pressure to get married just so I can have legal sex, I guess.
Okay, got it.
Because the emphasis was, y'all need to get, now mind you, I'm not ashamed. I was having sex before I got married the first time.
I'm sure you were, because you had can we talk about it?
What's that?
Your addiction.
Sure.
Yeah, so yes, you had plenty.
I had a porn addiction. And I wrote a book about it, Saved, Sanctified, Addicted to Porn, Overcoming Sexual Perversion. So before I even met her, I was addicted to porn. And so the need to have sex was there. I was young, teenage, and so to answer your question, though, one of the things that I learned was to not feel pressure to get married just to have legal sex. Because everybody was like, y'all need to hurry up and get married so y'all can have, so y'all can stop sinning.
Feel free. Mm-hmm.
Everybody was saying that, but nobody asked me, Deontay, is this the person that you can see yourself spending the rest of your life with? Is this the person that your purpose is in line with her purpose?
Mm.
It was more so the emphasis was more so spend more time looking good than actually being good.
It's all about image. That's the thing about that image part. Yes.
You know, and but I will say this, you know, her and I, we went through our divorce. There was some beautiful children that came out of it. You know, I have to the day she died, her and I were cool. The day she closed her eyes, we cool. And so there were definitely a lot of lessons learned. And so when I met my wife now, I approached it differently. Like that sex stuff wasn't on the table. And that's why if you hear my commentary in the skits, I say that sex can be a distraction.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I need to see how you function under pressure.
The true person, right? Because you be blinded by that sex.
Yeah, I need to see I need to see how you handle money. I need to see how you handle when conflict comes. Do you go all? And vice versa for her as well. So I was able to see a lot of things, and I was older, so I was a lot more mature. And yeah, I mean, that was I guess the biggest lesson that I learned, you know. And on top of that, I had to have sexual discipline.
Yes.
I had to have discipline. One of the most dangerous men in the world is a man that's highly anointed but has no discipline.
Ooh.
Because when he has discipline, anything goes. So I had to have discipline. It was some struggles, you know, and nobody's perfect and things like that. But we made it, Lord. Thanks be to God, we made it.
Shout out to Lamika, right? Is it Lamika?
My boo, she watching.
Everybody say, hi, Lamika. Hey, Lamika. Comment in the chat so I can see you, Lamika. Yeah. So how did you know that she was that person, your person?
All right. So her and I have a YouTube page called Carroll's Ever After.
Oh, okay.
And we started that page when she and I were courting and engaged.
Oh, that's so sweet, courting.
We talked about how we knew that we were supposed to be married. So truth be told, right? So my home church, the pastor ended up passing away back in 2007. Her father, who's also a pastor, he became the new pastor of the church. And so that's how I met my wife, was years ago when they first came to the church. My mother was still going there. And so what ended up happening was, and this is before I met my ex.
So you met her first?
I met her. Yeah, I met her first. I met her first. And so I'll never forget, because my wife can sing. She can sing her tail off.
Yeah, I heard her sing.
And so when she came to the church, I never forget, she was wearing a green sweater, a white shirt, a green skirt, and she kept adjusting her glasses. And I didn't know.
Wow! Oh, you remember all of that?
I didn't know her name or anything. And I was sitting there. I just happened to be there for a Sunday morning service. And I was sitting there, and she just kept getting my attention. And mind you, at the time, I was probably, 16, 15, I think. And she was fresh out of high school. She was going into college, I think. And while I was sitting there, I kept seeing visions of me and her together. But I didn't understand it. It didn't make any sense to me. And I was like, I don't know her. I didn't know anything about the prophetic or nothing, but I just kept seeing that vision. And long story short, the Lord was showing me, that's your wife. That's who you can be with in the vineyard. That's who you're gonna be with. And how many years later, here we are.
You are right, full circle moment. And so now, you have Deontay is also the father of 4 children.
5.
Oh, okay.
5. So Kenyatta is the oldest one. She's 17. She'll be 17 this year. Kenyatta, DJ, Deontay Jr., there's Seth, there's Nigel, and then there's my baby girl Nala.
Nala. Aw.
My 4-year-old.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, so yeah, you got a football team, basketball team. You have how do you do it? Different personalities.
Benjamin, left hand skilled at war.
So, are you like the cool dad, the district dad? What kind of dad are you? Be honest. Oh, Deontay, you froze. Oh, you froze again. Oh, Mika Bear. That's you, Mika Bear.
Am I the cool dad?
The cool dad or the strict dad?
Myself.
Yeah, Mika Bear. She said there's a
Can you hear me?
difference between courting and engaged, just dating. Oh, yeah. Is that your wife, Mika Bear? Is that her? Okay, he'll be back. He'll be back. No worries. And it's getting good. So yeah, come, hurry back, Deontay. It's getting good. It's getting good. Yeah. So yeah, I do appreciate Deontay coming through with all of this. I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm enjoying the dialogue. I'm loving the backstories.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I.
Look, it's hot out here. I'm a true preacher. I got a rag everywhere.
Yeah.
It depends on which child you ask. I think I'm more so probably the disciplinarian one. Like I like order.
Yes.
I like structure. But when I have a good time, I know how to have a good time. I know how to
Yes.
make laugh and chill. I want to believe I have balance. Like I know how to have a good time with them. And I think I'm learning that to not be as strict, to not be as, hard on, but be hard on when I need to be.
You need to be right.
Yeah. So I'm learning that as we learn, we take time, we learn all the time. So I'm forever learning.
So how is it like for them? How do they feel about you being for them being PKs, and how did it feel about being brought up as a Peach's kids?
I don't put too much pressure on them to feel like they got to measure up to what I do.
Good, please don't. Yeah.
I tell them you are your own person. You have your own identity.
Yes.
I don't want you to ever feel like you got to preach because I'm preaching, or you got to do because I'm doing it, or whatever the case may be. You got to find out who you are, what your purpose is in life, and don't feel that pressure. But nonetheless, understand that there's a legacy eventually one of these days where
yes, absolutely.
you got to carry out, but in your own way, and whatever that may mean for you. So, I mean, I try to continue to make sure that they have balance, they have a life, they have a good time. They go out, have a good life.
Yes.
I
can tell you a good time. You're a whole vibe, Deontay. You're a whole vibe. I can tell.
I think of all of my kids, the one that probably has my sense of humor is my oldest son, DJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because he knows more about you because he's the firstborn, so he has more of a bond with you than the youngest ones because he knows you better. So
he just has a sense of humor. He likes to have a good time. He likes to be the life of the party and laugh and joke, and he like to laugh when ain't nothing funny. But that's.
So let me. You need to do a meet and greet. Have you considered doing a meet and greet?
Yeah. Like I said, honestly, every day I wake up, when I think about this Deontay's Reviews channel,
it's growing.
I honestly started out just saying to myself, hey, because I was doing my reactions on my Instagram story, and I would like screen record, put my caption, put music to it, and some of the actors would follow me because I was. But I said to myself, this would be even better if people really could hear.
Yes.
Sometimes.
I was going to ask you what made you decide to do the reviews in the first place.
I'm gonna tell you, I was May 28th. I was sitting in the church, but I was sitting in the church, and I want to believe it was the Lord. He dropped it on me. He said, "Just go ahead and do a review, a YouTube review channel, and just record your reaction to it." And so that's kind of how it started. And I think that next week it just picked up a lot of traction. And if you would have told me that page would do what it's doing,
right? Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have believed you. I really wouldn't.
But it has. So like I said, you need to do a meet and greet. You have a lot of supporters that, would love to, you could do some type of maybe a live review or something, maybe kind of incorporate that into it. I mean, would you consider doing that?
Yeah, I would love to do meet and greets, not just virtually, but in person too.
Right, that's what I mean.
But I mean, I I ain't gonna waste no money for no plane ticket if y'all ain't gonna come out and come see me.
Oh, we're gonna. Oh no, we're gonna see you. We gonna come through. Yeah. Trust. We're gonna come through, right, chat? I mean, chat. We want to see Deontay in person. We want to do that live interaction, right? Chat, come on, like put a 1 in the chat, like they all say. Put a 1 in the chat if you would do will you do an in-person meet and greet with Deontay reviews?
Put a 1 in the chat if I came in come out.
Yeah, come on. Put a 1 in the chat. Come on, let me see those ones for those that gonna come through for Deontay in person. We gotta make that happen. See, there you go. See, Miss Let. Yes, see, they're gonna come through. Vaughn's voice, Candy B. Also, lady, like, yeah, see, they're coming up. They're coming up, Deontay. So you gotta make that happen. There you have it. There you have it. There you go. So I know you have to go. So I don't want to hold you up, but I want to do something fun with you. Okay. Is that okay with you? I want to do some like little rapid fire questions. So let me ask you this first. Do you still listen to secular music? Because I do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. All right. So now, and it's going to be random. It's not going to be any order or any particular category. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. Drumsticks or flats?
Ooh, flats.
You got it. Flats. You said flats.
Flats.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna get this. This is a doozy right here. You gotta be ready for this one.
Okay.
The Clark sisters or the Pace sisters?
Oh.
Gotta pick one. Clark sisters. Okay. Music or poetry?
Music.
I'm curious. Let me stop there. Why music?
I don't know, because I come from a family that loves to dance, so we like beats and the move, and we got rhythm. So I say music.
Okay. Now, Hezekiah Walker or Fred Hammond?
Hezekiah Walker.
Luther Vandross or Freddie Jackson?
Oh, Luther. And I'm talking about Big Luther.
Oh.
Big Luther.
Okay. L.A. Reid and Babyface or Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis?
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Bobby Brown or Usher?
Bobby.
Oh, okay. All right. When you toilet tissue, over or under?
Over.
I told you it's going to be random. Let me see. Now, my next question would be, now, if you had a seat at the table, 5 people, okay, dead or alive, if you're able to have 5 people at the seat of the table, who would there be and why? I always like to ask this question to people. I love the answers that I get.
I would have my grandfather, Clarence R. Yerby.
Mm-hmm.
He was the GOAT when it came to pastoring. And I feel like this time in my life, I could really just use a word from him of advice about ministry right now.
Gotcha.
I would have, let's see, Martin Luther King, because I would want to understand and know really what was going through his mind that last year of his life, because I heard that was the worst year of his life, was the last year.
Right.
Malcolm X, because I would want to just kind of hear from him more about his transition in the transition of his life in terms of the broadening of things for him.
Yeah, they always see them together. Yeah, people always see them together when I ask this question. Yeah, Martin and Malcolm.
I would, number 4, I don't know. I would probably, if I could, James Brown, because I want to know how he danced the way he do. Like, just what was he on in 50 to be still doing splits?
Right. Okay. Well, since you brought up James Brown or Jackie Wilson?
Oh, James Brown.
Okay, go ahead.
And then number 5, if I had to bring somebody to the table, that doggone Country Wayne, because I want to know why he's dragging out this story with Amber so much.
Yeah, because he's retiring, supposedly retiring.
Doggone it.
Okay, yeah. So there's a follow-up question to this. Who would get the big piece of chicken and why?
Who would get the big piece of chicken?
Yes.
In terms of who?
Whoever's at the seat of the table. Which one would get the big piece of chicken and why?
Oh, my grandfather gonna get it. Family comes first.
Oh, all right. Now,
yeah.
Deontay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this question I love to ask also, and this question comes from the late James Lipton from Inside the Actor Studio.
Okay.
So, Deontay, if you were to enter the pearly gates, what would you want God to say?
What would I want God to say? I saw you in your efforts.
Mm.
You did the best you could.
Mm.
You didn't dot every I and cross every T, but your heart was right and you made efforts. And that's something I could work with. Come on.
Love it.
Let's have a piece of chicken because you get the big piece.
Right? Hello. All right. I love it. Oh, someone's asking for the address to the church if you're gonna give it.
Oh yeah. So right now we're having services in my home church. So the church that you show, that's my home church.
Okay.
So our services are at 1:30 p.m. on Sundays, 1608 Arcadia Avenue, Capitol Heights, Maryland. 20743 is the zip code. And shout out to my father-in-law, who was also my pastor, Pastor Lamont W. Robinson.
Shout out to Pastor Robinson.
Who opened up his doors for us to have services there. We have a good time. Listen,
I see.
White, black, whoever, come on through there. We love to have you. We love to have you.
And yes, and I love having you here, and I hope that you be back. Would you be back? Please tell me be back.
We're gonna work on this connection too. This
yes. Things happen beyond your control.
So as my grandmother would say, this Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, right? As a lot of people that say Wi-Fi, so you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people that pronounce it Wi-Fi. Yeah, but I really enjoyed this. I really thank you so much for coming through. And do you have any final words for us?
When I come back next time, I do want to, because I know you had asked about the porn addiction, so I want to talk about that.
Yes.
Because that was also a big part of my life too. But words to the channel, I just wanted to tell you to keep going.
Oh,
you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Don't pay attention to the Wi-Fi, the connection. It happened to me before, and so you just got to find ways around it to work around it. I'm here. I put on my pants like everybody else. I ain't nothing big, nothing special. I breathe the same air that everybody else breathe. I eat the same Popeye's chicken everybody else eat. I'm go off just like everybody else's. Okay, just keep doing what you're doing. May God continue to bless you. May He continue to keep you. And if y'all ain't already, follow her on YouTube. Faith is the substance, and follow
please
on YouTube to get these Country Wayne reviews because they've been going off today.
Yes. Oh my God, they've been back to back, and I even thought about doing. I'm like, should I? I'm like, I have to really get some encouragement from the people. That's whether or not I would do some, because it's like I don't even know where to begin. I wouldn't even know how. It's a lot. I mean, I don't even know how you guys do it. I mean, it's a lot. You have to keep up. You have to keep up.
Listen, you just do what you can when you can, and you just got to jump in. It's like Double does. You got to jump in.
That's true. I guess I just just pick up where they left off or something, because I don't know. Because I don't know whether I should even do reviews at all. But I just have to see where the rhythm goes. I guess.
And also, just shout out. I've never met him a day in my life, but shout out to Country Wayne too, because
yes,
it's because of the content that he gives that we even have a platform to review anything like the way we do it. So just shout out to him for the content. Shout out to all the actors and actresses.
Yes.
Who show up every day to post those skits, to give us something to laugh at, to be mad at, to be
yes.
And also shout out to my wife too, Lamika. I know she's watching.
Shout out to Lamika. Shout out to the children.
So love you, boo.
Oh, yeah. So I thank you so much. Like I said, I need you to come, as often as you want to, it's a, safe space, open platform. So I really appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you bringing your audience, bringing in some of your people. And please come back. Please like this video. Don't forget the thumbs up, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And so, all righty, Deontay. So I'm going to do my quick outro and peace.
See you. Let the phone go off.
Let the phone go off.
And my phone went off.
Yes, that is Deontay Reviews, you people. Thank you so much for him for coming on tonight. I had to make sure I put my bra on to do this because he came through tonight, and I want him to come through again. And please make sure you come through for me, not just to see Deontay, but to see me. Come to see me, Ike. Come to see me. I'm here too. So please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you share, you like, all that good stuff. And so we could get more of this, rolling in. We get more of this content, more of these interviews rolling in. So thank you so much. And I hope that I'll be able to come back with you guys sooner than later. But in the meantime, have a good